Today we're covering the detailed install of the Expedition Essentials Lexus GX460 dashboard accessory mount. Just a reminder, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so and give the video a like if the materials were helpful to you. Let's jump into the install right now. The tools used for the install are pretty straightforward. I highly recommend you get a set of auto trim removal tools. These work great to avoid breaking any trim pieces whenever you're working around your vehicle. At the heart of the install is this piece here. It's the Configuration A mounting rail that you'll be screwing into place. The mounting system fits in the nook of the OEM Lexus screen, and screws help secure it firmly into place. There will be no bulky mounting hardware sticking out of the mounting screw area. All of the screws used are countersunk, so they lie flat once drilled into place. So to begin, what you'll do is you'll just hold the mounting rail into place and begin to trace out the 4 holes seen here with your Sharpie, and just try and center your mounting rail as best as possible and trace the entire hole with your Sharpie. It should look something like this. With the mounting holes traced, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the 1/8 drill bit and begin to drill very slowly into the traced mounting marks you just made. Go slowly. The plastic is very thin, and you don't want to actually drill into the buttons to the side of wherever you're drilling into, so just use really gentle pressure. You'll have plenty of time. Don't be in a rush. You'll feel yourself get through the plastic. It's very shallow when you're drilling. Once the 4 holes are drilled, use your Phillips head screwdriver to gently screw in the 4 countersunk screws. They are screws that mount flush to the mounting bracket like in the video. I chose to screw in the top 2 screws first, and then the 2 arms on the side, so it was kind of held in place. Once the 4 countersunk screws are inserted into the plastic here, you'll be done with Configuration A. And Configuration A is basically ready to go. You can go ahead and grab your little ram mount balls. I got mine provided by Expedition Essentials, and it just slides into place. So it's ready to go for mounting. It's really easy to kind of pick and choose what you want to mount into place. Just remember there's a mounting ball on the track, an articulating arm seen here, and then also basically the mount that you're trying to mount something to. For instance, like me, I have the phone mount, so that's going to be the 3rd piece that's going to be installed. I choose to run 3 mounting balls, and the reason why is I wanted a phone mount for both the driver and the passenger, and then a 3rd just auxiliary with a 1/4 mounting screw that's typically found on tripods, so I could just kind of pick and choose to mount whatever I wanted to. But here we see the passenger and driver side phone mounts. If you opted for the more expensive Configuration B, we're going to go ahead and go through that install right now. With your auto trim removal tool, just go ahead and pop off the trim piece that has your engine start-stop button. You can do it just like I'm showing here. Once it's out, you can just go ahead and let it hang down. Now we can move to the passenger side. Now on the passenger side, we have multiple trim pieces to remove. Begin by removing the trim piece along the center console area like shown. It should pop off. Just try to pop out little parts at a time. Don't tug at it. Just start from the front of the vehicle and work your way back like shown in the video. To remove the next trim piece, go ahead and begin by popping open the glove box. We are removing the trim piece directly above the glove box like shown. Note that this piece has a lower portion as well that runs alongside the glove box area. So don't forget to remove the lower portion of this piece. It should pull out very gently. It's possible to break this trim piece if you just start tugging at it without removing the lower piece as well. So just remember, it's kind of like an L-shaped trim piece. Now we can begin to mount the additional configuration B arms to the side of the dash. We'll need to mount the arms in place using the included hardware. So we'll need to trace the holes to drill out and screw them into place using the mounting bolts. These are bolts now, not screws, that have nuts on the inside of the dash. First, mount the arms into place by bolting configuration B arms into the mounting rail. Next, you'll have to align these arms to the contours of your dashboard. So these will have a little bit of flex with the configuration B arms, just slightly. Make sure everything looks flush and centered. You will also notice that the mounting arms have curved ends that should align with the trim pieces that you just moved. Trace the holes for the mounting arms, then remove the arms so you could drill out the holes that you just traced. These are the 3/16 drill bits here, so just go slowly like before. We are only making a shallow drilled hole. On the driver's side, you will have to turn your steering wheel just to get a little bit more needed access to hold your drill. On the passenger side, it's a little bit more open. Just a reminder, drill bits are sharp, so if you touch it to interior pieces that you didn't mean to, or leather seats, chances are you could basically scratch or nick them, so just be careful. This is just a reminder to go slowly as you're drilling in. Here you can see just how thin the plastic is. With your supporting arms remounted, we now are facing the hardest part of the install, which is basically feeding the mounting bolts into the lower hole of the mounting arms. So basically the bolt fits through this hole that you just drew, and then it's secured on the reverse side with a silver nut. Here is that mounting bolt, the lower hole mounting bolt. As you can tell, pretty easy to drop. So just be aware of that. The passenger side is a lot easier than the driver's side. Here we are basically doing the same steps on the driver's side. Just turn your steering wheel as needed to gain you access, drilling access. And we'll just drill out the hole that you've traced by letting the arm kind of like hang into place and tracing. So you're just drilling out the trace mark here. Again, go very slow. The plastic here is pretty thin. You don't want to keep on drilling. So once again, we have the mounting arm here bolted in at the top and then just kind of like hanging down low into place. And we'll have to basically insert this silver nut into the backside. And what I suggest is that basically what you do is you hold it against the rear of the plastic piece there and just basically scoot it along using the tips of your fingers. Just note that's very easy to drop this, so hold it very firmly onto the backside of the dash and basically just fit it into place. Then once you see it's aligned, just go ahead and feed that mounting bolt through both the mounting arm here and the nut on the reverse side. Now we can make sure the top of the supporting arm is tightened into place with a Phillips head screwdriver and a wrench. You'll need a wrench because the nut is a nylon nut and it's tough to tighten without holding it firmly into place. The wrench holds the nut at the bottom, and then you simply tighten with the Phillips head screwdriver at the top. It's worth actually going back and retightening all of the Phillips head screwdriver mounting screws as well. Here you can tell that we used the mounting arms to kind of mount it flush against the rail. You can see here. So just keep those top bolts loose whenever you're kind of basically seeing where you want to drill out in your dash for those supporting arms. They should really hang down freely and flow nicely against the contours of your dashboard. Then all that's left to do is just replace the trim pieces opposite of how you took them off. The install will be complete. On my passenger side, it did end up mounting just ever so slightly behind the passenger side trim piece, but still looks really, really good. And what was really important to me is, once again, is those mounting arms look flush. So nothing looks catty corner or anything like that. It just looks flush and clean. If you thought configuration A was sturdy, configuration B is like it's welded to your dash. It's extremely, extremely secure in place. Let's go over some closing thoughts together. First, if you are torn between configuration A or B, I can say configuration A mounts very, very firmly. 2 phones, for instance, shouldn't have an issue being held firmly into place. If you're mounting a tablet or heavy accessories, just go ahead and spend the extra $50 for configuration B. If you're planning on mounting any type of tablets, heavy accessories, once again, want to stress that configuration B is probably your choice. Secondly, the mounting rail does slightly cut off visibility to the very top of your screen. This wasn't a big deal, but just be aware if you use it for backing up that it will cut off just a very small amount at the top. So thanks for watching today. I really hope you enjoy the materials. It did take a little while to put together, but I hope I did a really effective job of detailing the install process. I hope you found the video helpful, and consider liking the video and subscribing for future content. Also, feel free to ask any questions down below in the comment section. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.